Okay, everyone, welcome to our team huddle tonight. So we are blessed to have the amazing Jayla Townsend from Georgia, my sweet Georgia Peach friend. Georgia. Jayla and I met through the corporate Ruby training calls that corporate was doing, and we connected on there and became friends. And she's the one that introduced me to the pop-up parties, and she's going to talk about that. And then doing momentum movement together. So we connected through there, and actually we're able to be roommates in Florida last week for momentum movement. Yay! So I'm excited, and we had a great time. I mean, you guys, if you can do momentum movement, you got to go, you got to do it. Oh, it's just incredible. So we had a wonderful time, and Jayla's story, I got to know her more while we were there in Florida, and just listening to her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like so many people on our team could totally relate to her story and her journey. And I asked her right then and there that night, last Wednesday night, I was like, can you share with our team? I'm texting Dawn right now, like, our team needs to hear your story. It's got to be told. So anyway, here she is, the amazing Jayla, and I'm not going to share anymore. I'm going to let her tell her whole story. She's going to share her health and business and like all the things. So take it away, Jayla.
Oh my goodness. I can't follow that. That's just like the most humbling intro ever. But yes, my name is Jayla, and I'm from Georgia, and I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. We are pushing hard for Emerald, and I can't wait to tell you that side of our story, or my story. But first, I met Kim, and she is a blessing. So I know you guys already know that. I adore her and love that we get to spend some time together and do life. So my story started, I've been with Plexus a little over 5 years now, but it actually started 3 years prior to that. I'm a very healthy girl, or so I had always thought. I live in the country, and so, life is slow, and we eat well, and we work hard, and we play hard, and I just thought things were, great. I have 2 children. My oldest is going to be 24, and my youngest is 17. And so I have 2 fur babies and all the things, y'all, all the things. Life was good. And then suddenly, I became very, very ill, like critically ill. I started having daily migraines. And in the South, if you live in the South very long, you know that sinus headaches and headaches kind of come and go with the seasons and allergies and that sort of thing. But this was different. This was very different. This was a constant migraine that I struggled with for 3 years, every single day. I'm going to say that again, every single day. I woke up like this, and I went to bed like this. There was zero relief. Now, I'm a speech language pathologist. That's my career, and I have been for a very long time. I had a very thriving private practice, and all of a sudden, I could not take care of myself, let alone my family, my babies at work, my adults at work. I could not take care of the most simple, basic needs, and something was wrong. So we started on this journey for 3 years trying to figure out what was wrong with me. No one knew. The doctors couldn't, and to this day, the doctors still don't know what was wrong with me. Went to the Mayo Clinic, a lot of big, well-known doctors and facilities, and no one could figure it out. They went through brain tumors and Parkinson's, and I mean, the whole gamut, Lyme's disease. I was tested for everything under the sun. So about midway through this journey, about 1.5 years in, a family member started on Plexus. I had no idea what Plexus was, had never even heard of it, but a family member started on Plexus for her diabetes. And she was feeling amazing. She looked great. She was coming off of her medications for her diabetes. It was phenomenal. But I'm not a diabetic. I do have hypoglycemia. I do have bathroom issues and gut issues, but none of those things spoke to me in that moment of my life, because I had this pain and suffering and massive amounts of hospital bills and you name it. And so she reached out and she said, Jayla, you need to try this. And I was like, no way, sister. I don't want your snake oil. That I'm happy for you, but you keep that stuff over there, because I don't do that. Have y'all ever said that? Maybe y'all said that too. And so I kept saying that for too long, about a year and a half. I said that. And then I let the Mayo Clinic do some injections in my head. I was getting sicker and worse and not better. And so finally the doctor said, the only option you have at this point is for us to teach you how to deal with your pain. It's kind of experimental, but we're going to teach you how to live with that. And I thought, no way. I have 2 children. I want to be physically active with them. And so I remembered my family member kept reaching out. Okay, hint, follow-up is so important because of that. A year and a half, y'all. So I called her very, very late one night. I was crying. I had been praying, and her name kept coming in my mind. And I thought, okay, I called her and I said, I want to do this. I have to give it a try, because if I don't, I will never know if maybe that was something that I needed. I said, but don't ask me to sell anything, and I need the cheapest price. And she said, oh, Jayla, the best part about it is you get a 60-day money back guarantee. Y'all, she should have told me day one, because I was all in. I circled on my calendar when I was going to send that box back, because I already knew that snake oil is not going to work, but I'm going to check off another box and try it. I ordered the triplex. They came in, and I, within 3 days, felt something. Not sure if it was just a placebo effect at that point, but I felt something. By day 7, it was amazing. I had energy. I started sleeping better. I started feeling a little bit better. And by 30 days, everyone around me was convinced that I had some magic potion, because it was like Cinderella's castle, bibbidi bobbidi boo had happened to me. And I felt amazing. Fast forward, I have been migraine free almost 5 years now. Since I started that triplex, I have never had another migraine. Yes, I do get sinus headaches and some of those things, but not the issues I was having before. And so when I started, it was a health crisis. It was a medical need. And I've always struggled with my weight. It was never something I wanted from plexus. I'm comfortable in my skin. And, I am who I am. I'm a big bone girl. I am who I am. But my daughter is an actress. And so in January of 2020, we found ourselves going from little country Georgia all the way to the big city of Los Angeles, and living there for 8 weeks. And all of a sudden, I wasn't comfortable in my skin any longer. I was very, very self-conscious, very self-aware. I'm around all these other mamas, and they look different than me. They sound different than me. And I really started struggling with my weight. So I got very serious about, I wanted weight loss. And so I added balance to my triplex. I take all the products except lean and nerve, but I added balance. Okay. And from January of 2020 to today, I've lost 65 pounds by adding that balance every day. And I'm convinced that I had a little bit of an insulin resistance problem, and the balance has just leveled everything out. I feel better. It's kind of difficult at times trying to find a wardrobe that fits, but it is a blessing for so many reasons. And so that's kind of my health testimony. Now, I also have a business testimony. Y'all, remember I said, I told my family member, don't ask me to sell anything. Okay, I was serious. Don't ask me. I don't do that. I'm a busy mama. I'm always, and Kim can tell you this, I'm doing everything under the sun that I can get my hands on. Always. I like being busy. I am very high strung. And so I go. So I didn't have any room on my plate for yet another thing. But when I started feeling really great and amazing, I knew I couldn't keep it to myself. It's not a secret anymore. People could look at me and tell something was different. But I knew that I had something that other people needed. And if I did not share that with them, then I was not a true friend like I claimed to be. I was not living out my purpose-driven life. And so I started sharing a little bit within that first 30 days. And all of a sudden, I found myself going silver and earning Leaders Retreat. Very first time. I was one of 10 people at that Leaders Retreat that year that was a silver. That apparently that was a remarkable thing. I had no clue what it was or what rank was. I didn't know any of those things. So I kept just sharing, on social media, sharing face to face, belly to belly with people. And I worked all the way up to gold, became a gold ambassador, and there I sat for 4 years. And I couldn't quite figure out how to get over that plateau, that stumbling. I felt like I was going to stay there forever. And I'm all about manifestations and affirmations and all the things. If you guys could see around my computer monitors, I have scripture and I have all these things that I pour into myself every day, but I still was stuck. And I'm a believer that we are where we are for a reason. Sometimes we have a lesson to learn. Sometimes we have a lesson we need to help somebody else learn. But I felt like I was there for a reason. And then all of a sudden I started going backwards, back. And again, January of 2020, I fell all the way from gold back to 0 points. So I wanted a business with Plexus. I had began to study the comp plan and I knew there was real financial opportunities here. At that point, I had closed my private practice. I'm home full time. And I thought, gosh, what am I going to do? So we go out to LA and we come home. The pandemic happens. And my diamond upline says, Jayla, I'm a blue personality. So I love all things fun. Bring me the party, bring me the people. Let's have us a good time. And if you've ever been on my pop-up party, we're going to have some fun. So she had, my diamond, Jana Garcia, had been in touch with Donna Leah Robinson and Laura Robinson. They're sisters in Tennessee. And they were suddenly doing these things called pop-up parties. And she said, Jayla, you got to see this. This is right up your alley. And I think this is the secret sauce you are missing. And I thought, okay, bring it on. Let's see. I'm coachable. I'm up. Whatever we need to do, let me do it. I've tried everything and nothing's working. So Donna Leah and Laura came and trained our team and did a video, and I latched onto it right away. Now, how they trained us was one way, and we kind of changed our pop-up parties into a way that worked for us, that was more appropriate for our needs. So that was March, April, and May. We started doing those pop-up parties. At the end of May, I had made it back to senior silver. And all of a sudden, June, July, August, and September hit. And we went into massive momentum from these pop-up parties. I was able to rank all the way up super fast by going into momentum. July, we added 72 new ambassadors from pop-up parties. I'm going to talk about what those are in just a moment if you're not sure. And that pushed us into ranking up, and I was able to rank to Senior Ruby. So we continue to do pop-up parties. And again, if you are not using events, you need to use some kind of event. So I'm going to pause there for a second and see if there's any questions before I keep going. Anybody have any questions? If you do, I'll get to those in a moment. All right, so pop-up parties, these are my jam. I love pop-up parties. They're so fun, y'all. So you have to understand the philosophy in the South, or maybe where you live too. It's all about having people over to your house. People come over, they are in your home, and when they come over, we love on them well, right? Well, that was my mindset. These people, even though it's virtual, they're in my living room, they're in my house, and you better bet I'm going to welcome them and I'm going to love on them and I'm going to share all the things that I would share if they were sitting right here. It's kind of like a virtual sip and see, but it's done in a pop-up style, super fast style. We started doing these pop-up parties in a Facebook private group. And at first we would have 3 people. I would go live and welcome everybody and play a game. And then we would have 3 different lives of someone sharing their stories. And then I would come back on live and share and close us up. Well, I realized that even though we had lots of people attending, people were not staying with us. And so we changed our pop-ups to a Zoom where 2 people, myself and usually Jana, my diamond, we get on those pop-ups on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The Zoom is broadcasted it's live streamed over into a private Facebook group. So all of my guests are in the Facebook group. Jana and I are in Zoom, and we broadcast that over. And so it's the Jayla and Jana show. Really, it is. So we play some music. We have a little dance party. We play a game. I welcome everyone. We run into our 2 stories, and then we talk a little bit about some of the financial blessings, and then we close the party. Now, if that's all we ever did, that's wonderful for building belief in Plexus, and that's what it has done for my team. But there's a lot of work left to do after. So think about it like this. When you have people over to your home, and after you finish your meal and have dessert, people don't just get up and walk out the door, right? You say goodnight, maybe you send them home with snacks or whatever. And so that's the mindset behind these pop-up parties. When we say goodnight and we stop that live stream, I immediately go over into messaging, 3-way messaging, following up with people and thanking. I pay attention to who hops on and who was on that party while we are talking. And I go and message every single one of those people, even if they did not comment and interact. I know they were there. And so they get a message from me saying, thank you so much for coming to our party tonight. Was there something you could relate to? Usually there's a yes, and that continues that conversation. Every once in a while, I'll get a no, but it was great. So then I pivot and ask them for recommendations, how I could make it better, to give them that know, like, and trust belief system with us. Because I don't ever want someone thinking they're just a sale or points or whatever. They're real people to us, and we want to help them solve their problems. So the pop-up parties, every brand new ambassador that we enroll, we immediately ask them, this is the exact words I use with them. I just enrolled a girl yesterday, and I said, Regina, I said, I'm so excited for you, and this is amazing. You're going to love your products, but I have to tell you, if you have 3 people that want to do this with you, you could make $400. It's not a business, and it's not I know you might not even be interested, but I have to tell you. And she will say, oh, and she did say, oh my gosh, that would pay for my products. I'm like, you're right, it will. And she said, well, how can I do that? And I said, listen, I want you to think of 3 to 5 people that you can invite to an event Thursday night. And she did. And they're going to be on tonight. And we're using the corporate ones this week, but it's the same mindset. Get those people on there, and you're just sharing with more people. And then we follow up. We do that with every single new person. That is our system. Now, for existing ambassadors, we have done parties to kind of relaunch them. We have, sometimes we theme parties. We're going to have a party, not next week, but the following week, for special needs children. It's going to be very specific. I have a lot of mamas I work with, and they need these products for their babies. And so for those parties, we know who we're going to invite. We already know. One thing we added to our pop-up parties Tuesdays and Thursdays, I opened up a Zoom link, and we have a power hour before the event. Because if you forgot to invite somebody yesterday to tonight's event, that's okay. Don't get hung up in, oh my gosh, I need a week to invite people. No, you need to keep it fast. You need to keep it very, very quick. Think about just move quickly with these. Don't let them sit around and think about, should I? Oh, wait, I've got to go to dinner tomorrow night. Sorry, I can't do it. People will come up with reasons to not do things. Okay. Don't give them the time to do that. So if I have a person that enrolled yesterday, they're inviting 4 people tonight. That's just how quickly we turn these around. So anyway, that's where we are. We are pushing for Emerald.
That is so good. So good. So I have a quick question for you, Jayla. You can hear me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we were talking about, and I'm going to tell the team all about this, about doing these on a regular basis. So picking like a Tuesday night and us doing them. So we were thinking we would do the theme idea where we're talking 1 week is weight loss, 1 week is menopause. Do you think that's more effective than doing a big general one?
Yes.
You do. So that's a good place to start.
Yes, that is a good place to start. Usually what we do Tuesday nights are gut health nights, and Thursday nights are our like very specific parties. We've done migraines and we've done PCOS, we've done pregnancy and breastfeeding. We're very, very specific. But here's the thing.
Right.
I was really worried about compliance because I'm very non-compliant. When I shared my story, I'm very non-compliant. These parties are private. I set them up in a private way. And if you're going to, whoever's going to host that party and set it up, I can show you how to and explain how to broadcast. It's super easy, but I can explain that for whoever's going to do that. But you want to make sure those events, don't set it up as an event, set it up as a private group and make sure that setting is private and you're covered.
So you just did 2 of you on camera though, right?
Yeah, sometimes we have another guest that hops on with us. We're trying to, right now they're at 30 minutes. We are trying to make them like 15 to 20. And so if we have that third person, it just goes too long. You know, it really gets too long.
Very good. Anybody else have any questions?
I'm excited. Great. Go ahead.
I do want to. I know a lot of people were having troubles with using the Zoom into groups.
Yeah, we did.
So I've been afraid to do it that way.
Well, I'll tell you the tricks I learned. You know, Facebook's always changing everything. But one thing you have to do is to make sure that your group, and I set up a group for every single party. I know some people use the same group, and I don't want to do that. I want you to go out and invite these people every single time. And hopefully you're not inviting the same people, but you might be. That causes you to have a new conversation. But you go into that private group and you have to go to settings and add the Zoom app. If you don't add the Zoom app, you can't, it'll give you that error code.
Do you have to have a private, I mean, do you have to have can you just use a regular Zoom or do you have to pay for it?
To broadcast, you have to have that paid account, like it's $15. I think.
So I go to the team, like a page, a group that I want to broadcast into?
Yes.
Okay. So how do I do that? So I need to, like, let's say, going to our team page and I want to broadcast. Where do I go? What do I do?
Go to setting. It's easier on a computer. I can tell you.
Okay. Here's settings.
Settings. And then if you scroll all the way down at the bottom, it'll say add app. And you want to add the Zoom app. If you don't do that, it's going to give you the error code 200 and you can't go live.
Wow, that's good to know. We did not know that.
Trial and error, sister. Trial and error.
Wow.
I don't see it. So I see manage discussion, manage advanced settings, linked pages, notifications, archive group. All right. Well, I'm not going to hold up the call, but I want to make sure I fix that.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention is for these new people, like this girl that enrolled yesterday, I give her the words to say. It's very simple. All she has to say is, hey, I am joining this Facebook party tomorrow night. It's 30 minutes. And I thought that you would like to join with me. Are you free? So all you have to say. Super simple. I send voice messages because it takes me less time than to type it out. And so I try to encourage everyone to do that. I don't tell them the time right away because I want another conversation. I want them to ask. If I tell them the time right away, they're already going to find a reason why they can't. So I kind of leave it very vague and open-ended.
That's really good. So we've done a few of these and I think they were pretty successful because we watched your videos and we're doing them. So it's so good to hear firsthand how you're doing them and how you've been most successful. Just one more quick question, and then I know you've got something else to do tonight. With those themes that you did you find any that were more popular than others, would you say?
Well, usually if we do something with children, that's very popular. And I have found that when we do a lot of hormonal and menopause parties. Those are extremely successful. We've done a couple of mini events. Those are less successful. But the hormone, like PCOS, that was successful. The hormonal ones. And usually from most of these parties, we add 8 to 9 people a week from these parties.
That's awesome. And you're just in messenger chat, signing them up, getting in 3 ways. Great. So do you, I guess your leaders are ready to go too, because you can't do it all.
Yes. No. They know to
So they
watch
know.
too.
If you
And that's the
have-
other thing. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It is a team approach. It's not just two people. It's not one person. It is a team approach. Like my
Yeah.
girls, we work together, and they know they have a job to do as well. Their job is to get in those comments while I'm talking, while Jana's talking. We got all this going on. They know to get in those comments and push those comments, drive those comments, share those stories. The more people you can have commenting and sharing, the more third-party validation you have. But they're also looking to see who's on that they can interact with as well. Everybody's working together. It is a true team effort.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say you reach out afterwards to everybody, so even if they're not people that you personally invited, but because you're the host, you reach out to them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
And if you've been on one of my parties, I say one of the last things we say is, whoever invited you here tonight, please tag them in the comments. And we do that on purpose because it helps me know who invited them. I can go back and look, but it's just easier when I go through those comments to take care of that then. And so if it's someone I get asked this a lot. What if it's someone I'm not friends with? How do you message them? Usually then I go to the person who invited them and I say, hey, can you set up a chat with me and you and blah, and let's talk. And then they do, and I say what I need to say.
So good. So good. And I'm just going to reiterate, because I thought this was so cute. Like, you really treat people like they were coming to your house. I could totally see that visual. They would come to my door. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. Have a seat, ask them what they want. And anyway, so I just wanted to kind of bring that up again, team, because I think that's a great visual for all of us as we're all doing them and getting better at them, to show up in that space,
Now,
Because
do you
it
still,
changes.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm done.
Do you still do the giveaways, or you stopped?
I do. The giveaways have changed.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, we used to give, and I have them all over my desk. I have earrings because I love earrings, y'all. They are everywhere. Earrings everywhere. I used to do that, and Amazon gift cards and all of those things. But then we kind of got to thinking about what would be very beneficial to a new person. We want to drive an enrollment or someone getting started on the products. And so if you guys have these $20 codes, pull those out. And because when I tell them with these comments, you have to interact with the posts are minimal. Like, I have them saved in my phone. I can set up this party and schedule it out in 5 minutes. There's a see you in 15-minute post. There's a the live, and then there's a leaky gut or whatever I'm talking about post. There's how to get started post. So there's 4 posts in these groups. There's not a lot of work, but to be entered to win, you have to interact with every single post. I take those names, put them in a randomizer, and the next day I send them a message and say, hey, you won a $20 gift card off the purchase of a welcome pack. You have 24 hours to use it. Start now, go. And so that has really helped us greatly with trying to help people get started. It's just a little bit of a financial blessing for them.
That's good. I hadn't thought of that. That's good though.
Yeah. I think though I would message everybody and tell everybody they won $20 off.
Wink, wink. Guess what? That's what happens. Wink, wink.
How many times have we done the sticks, in the jar, and it's like, oh yeah, you're the winner. No, you're the winner.
You're Yes. And there's a lot of other people and you guys know, y'all are on mine sometimes too. And I had another team say, can I have winner? I'm like, listen, if your people show up, they all should be winners. Right? They showed up. They're all winners.
That is such a brilliant way to do it, rather than saying at the end, hey, and today you get $20 off. You're making it super special.
Like they're a winner.
You
like
are the only one that won.
Yeah.
Good stuff right here, guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe I never thought of that. That's a way more effective way to do that.
Oh, definitely.
It's
a real gift. It's a gift.
It is a gift, and we should make a bigger deal out of it. Instead of just like, oh, I can give you $20 off.
You know, you guys know I'm all about my buttons. I'm all about the fun, and we do that on the call. I mean, we have a good time. The
Yeah.
other thing I want to tell y'all is something from my story I forgot to tell you. I'm a big person who sends cards, like handwritten cards. I believe in sending handwritten cards for everything, birthdays, everything. And I bought these prayer cards last summer. Best thing I ever bought. I love these prayer cards. But I was sending a prayer card last year to someone, and I came across this prayer card. And it was when we were starting Momentum. This sits on my desk every day. And when I walk across that stage and you guys see me with this purple card in my hand, I want to tell you what it says, because it will be in my hand. It says, perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created. It's Esther 4:14. This is our team's verse. It's branded on everything we do, and everyone knows this, that we talk about this. This is our moment. This is why we were created. This is why we were here. And so I just want to encourage you all that this is why you are here. This is now. This is your time.
So good. So good. That was actually the verse I used at at our retreat in November. We actually had t-shirts made.
Yes. Yes.
For a t-shirt.
Yes.
We have it everywhere. We have it on journals. We have shirts. You can't see it, it's behind me, but one of my girls had a wall plaque made for me. My phone, it's on there. So
that's so good. You got to do that. You got to have those affirmations, those reminders. I have little cards. I have one in my car. I have one beside my bed. I have one beside where I work in there. And it says Diamond in August, buy the beach house. You know what I mean? 3D will help 3 people get Jewel. It's good to Jewel every day, looking at the same message.
Yeah, for
I don't know
sure.
if you guys knew that, but yeah.
Awesome.
It's so important.
The other thing I want to share also, and this is really hard for me. I am a helper. I love helping people. That's my love language. I want to help you. But I forgot, and I do a lot of training with Brooke Hemingway. And so when we started going into massive momentum, I'm also part of her Align Business Coaching, her ABC. It's amazing. If you want more information about that, I can tell you all about it. It's phenomenal. She is one of the reasons that we have ranked up. She is very good at she knows what she's doing. But I lost my train of thought, y'all. What was I saying about that? Help me out here.
What were you saying?
I don't know. Let me think for a minute. I lost my
I started getting into listening about Brooke.
When you were getting into momentum last year.
Oh, yes. So she was talking about, and she talked to us about this last week too. And you remember, Kim, because I was crying. So she was talking about being vulnerable. And so when we're helping each other, it's okay to be vulnerable. But that was hard for me. I felt very, very guilty when we were going fast. Goal, senior goal, Ruby, senior Ruby. I have a runner's chat, and we are in there every day talking. And even though I'm doing what I'm asking them to do, they didn't know my goals. And so Brooke's like, Jayla, you need to tell them what your goals are right now. So when we were going Ruby, I went in there and I said, all right, guys, this is my goal. Let's do it. And in my mind, I thought they're going to think, oh, she just wants me here to help her. But that's not what happened. That was that head trash we get caught up in. And when I told them what my goal was, everybody kicked into gear to help each other out. And it was amazing. And so we started this countdown. And when we woke up, the last day of the month, my whole family wore red. We were going Ruby, and we hit it. And then the next month we hit senior Ruby. It was the same thing. And they all take a lot of pride in knowing that they are also senior Ruby, and they are pushing hard because they want to be part of an Emerald team. So I just want to encourage you to be vulnerable with each other, be real, be relatable, and don't get caught up in that head trash of, oh, they're just going to think whatever. No, they want to do this with you.
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you.
Oh, such good stuff. Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Well, anybody has anything else I do want to do before we hop off, you guys, get some recognition and kind of go over our month, our June month. Did Jayla leave? What is that?
No,
Oh, she's still here. Okay, I can't see everybody. There she is. So I would love for you to stay or hang out, or you've got stuff to do, whatever. You're welcome to hang out with us for a few more minutes. Okay, guys. So let's talk. I'm going to change my speaker view so I can see you all. You guys know what that means? So now I have you in gallery view. Well, if it wants to work for me, there it is. That way I can I feel like I can touch you, see you, hug you. I can feel your good energy. So you guys, June, wow. We got to experience the brand new compensation plan. Anybody want to just say holla, holla, holla? It was amazing to see those points jump. You guys can unmute for a minute and be like, yes, it was amazing. Yes, I had 25 point jump. I had 50 shout outs. How did we do? Nobody's going to shout out for me? Well, I know Miss Lisa's here and she had a huge point gain. And I know Dodie's getting close to her Ruby. So we had some good stuff happen. So the compensation plan went into effect. We had, let's see, we're going to kind of go over some of our recognition, and then we'll talk about the awesome people that ranked up. So we had really high PVs, even with the new comp plan, which is pretty awesome because you guys know the preferred customers hopped into the point basket. So this is all off of retail. So Lisa Weincoop, Michelle Anderson, Karen Shoemaker, and Lisa Sullivan were our top 4 PVs. So good job. Congratulations, you guys. We had, let's see, wait a minute. I have this. We had our top teams. I think it's fun to recognize our top point teams. So of course we had number 1 Senior Ruby, Miss Lisa Weincoop. Our very top Ruby team was Kim Day and Plexus Days. Congratulations, Plexus Days. Our top Senior Gold team was Dodie McGuire. Good job, Dodie. Good job, team. And our top Gold team was Kelly LaRue. I don't think Kelly's on right now. Our top Senior Silver, Kathy Bolin. And our top Silver was Martha Springstead. So that means Martha Springstead was only 2 points away from Senior Silver. I know, believe me. She was like on the I don't know, a train or something to Disney World. And I'm like, girl, come on, let's find the 2 points. She was off for a nice anniversary in Disney. So I said, that's okay. We'll get it next month. And then Kathy Bolin was at 86. So she is super close to gold. So we're going to really cheer her on in the month of July. And so then we have lots of good things happening. A lot of people really close. And so with June being a great month, I see July just being even more amazing, you guys. All righty, let's talk about our top recruiters. I didn't write that one down, so give me a hot minute, but I took a screenshot. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let me find it. Here it is. All right, so top recruiters for the month. We had Susan Wanderer at 7 new ambassadors. Lisa Weincoop, who has her camera off, and I don't know why, but that's okay. You can keep your camera off. Lisa Weincoop had 4 new ambassadors. Melanie Wynn. Melanie, you've got to unmute and tell me how to say your last name. Like, I'm not even going to try. She's like, no, she's been. One of these days, Melanie, we got to get together.
Okay. It's
sure.
Bowern Schmidt.
Bowern Schmidt?
Yeah, take Bowern and then Schmidt and put it together.
Okay.
It means Farmer Smith in German. Hopefully that'll help.
Barn and Schmidt. I love it.
Bowern
Okay.
Schmidt.
What does it say one more time?
Bowern Schmidt.
Bowern. Okay.
Yeah.
Melanie Bowern Schmidt. Yay. Has added 3 new ambassadors. Judy Bloom or Ballum added 3 new ambassadors. And Diane Luis added 3 new ambassadors. So that means all those people I just mentioned got the $100 bonus plus the extra $250. Well, Susan got the extra $250. So great job, you guys. Michelle Druin added 2. Samantha Godwin added 2. Joy Harmon added 2. Dodie McGuire added 2. And Martha Springstead added 2. So, Susan just hopped on. So I want to actually recognize our top recruiter for the month, Miss Susan Wanderer. Good job, Susan. It's 7 new people. Susan also ranked to Senior gold.
Yay!
Yay. So she was gold last month, senior gold this month. So we're just going to keep it popping, right, Susan? You got Ruby in your sights, girlfriend. Yes. So exciting. Good job. In addition, let's see, Amy is not on. Amy's traveling. We had Amy rank up as a Ruby. So that was exciting and huge. We had Melanie rank up as a silver. And yes, I mean, y'all's team is on fire. And then we had Diane rank up as a silver as well. Diane Louise, and I know she's on Lisa's team. She lives in Hawaii, right, Lisa? She's not on her camera, but I think so. I think that's her friend in Hawaii. So guys, awesome job. A lot of great stuff happening. So proud of you. So proud of you. We had a total of 47 new ads. So we welcomed 47 people onto our team this month. And so I want us to think about that not just being a number. Like we talk about like 7 ads and 3 ads and this and the other, 47 people, but that is not a number. That's 47 individuals that trusted us with their health. And I want us to really move into the month of July and moving forward, really being mindful of that it's a trust issue. And so we want to be that. We want to show up. We want to be providing good support. We want to be loving on them and connecting with them. Really, the beginning of that, the beginning starts when they sign up. It's not just the process of getting them signed up and then we let them go. So I just want, as a team, some ways that we can do that. Of course, we have a pretty good system for follow-up. In the first 30 days, it's on our team page in our files section. We've got a separate PDF. We talk about it a lot, but if you're not sure where that is, we'll definitely point you in that direction. And so just kind of the bare minimum is going to be 4 follow-ups within 30 days, and then kind of all the way out to the 90 days. In addition, I recommend always add them to our team page. I oftentimes will call it just our community page, because sometimes if people hear the word team, they think business, I don't want to, whatever. So invite them to join our community page. Also the Live Vibrantly page is another really great place to put people as we're doing. So I call it a wellness page. So I'll say, I want to invite you to our wellness page called Live Vibrantly, and so invite them to those things as well. Let's see, as we're kind of moving on. You guys can tell I don't know if you guys can tell, my lungs are kind of not great. Can you guys tell? Like I'm breathing a little heavy? I don't know. You're like, yeah. So I'm just telling you guys. So I've got some lung stuff going on. You guys know I'm always going to show up for you no matter what, unless I am really, really sick. So I'll just show up and you guys can just deal with my breathing problem today, but it's going to get better. I'm claiming it. I started a new chemo that is going to work. I'm completely just went off on a rabbit trail, you guys. I'm coming back to this in a minute. But anyway, I started medical cannabis today, but I'm not high, I promise. It's not like that at all. You're like, no, it doesn't work like that. So I'm really
Party at Dawn's house.
I know, right? It's like, oh my God. Well, it's legal in Virginia now. As of July the 1st, there's like dispensaries and stuff. But anyway, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to be kind of merging the two together and I have doctors for both. And so really claiming, because we got to get rid of this lung stuff. The breathing problem is not cool. Okay. All right. Back. Now you have now we're back to where I wanted, back to team stuff. So you guys know my very favorite, one of my favorite things to do is give away the butterfly award. So you guys know they've been with me for a while. This has been going on since like 2015. So the butterfly is awarded to someone every month that has shown exceptional growth, someone who has really pushed out of their comfort zone and maybe done some things that were scary to them or hard for them. So sometimes it's somebody that's new and doing amazing things. Sometimes it could be somebody that's been in the business for 7 years and is a silver, but 1 month really did something amazing. And so this month, actually, the individual butterfly is somebody who I had the pleasure of meeting for the first time at our convention get together, but she'd been consistently really showing up for our power hours. She was coming to our power hours and she was bringing people with her. And so she was really open to being very coachable. She was open to doing goal setting calls. So it's just really from the beginning of her joining, saw a real teachable spirit and a desire to do well. And we asked her, to do a testimony on a big public call. She said, no problem. She did that. So and had a good month and had a good recruiting month. So we're super excited to announce Michelle Druin as our butterfly for the month of June. But I also wanted this month to award, kind of go over and beyond the butterfly, because I'm like, it's my award, so I can, if I want, I can have 10 butterflies, but I still want to make it special, so we keep it to 1. But I wanted to recognize the Pink Freedom team as the butterfly team. So that would be Melanie and Susan and Amy and Jessica and Ed especially, and Kathy. They just all really came together. I could see that through what they were doing for each other as they were ranking up, and the support and the commitment to each other. And I just was so proud of your team, and more than anything, just loved your community and your love for one another. So you guys are the team butterfly for June.
Woo!
So good job. Hang on. Okay, I think I've got everything there. Let's real quick, let's talk about the bare bones calendar that we have right now for July. I say bare bones because we'll probably add stuff as we get into the month, but I did want you guys to have a good framework starting the 1st. Actually, Kim, I'm gonna call on you to talk about our Tuesday nights. I know, Kim's like, thank you for putting me on the spot again, Dawn.
Okay.
What we're gonna do on Tuesdays.
Okay, so we met last night. For those of you that couldn't hop on, we met last night, hopped on Zoom and just made a game plan, kind of taking what Jayla's teams have been doing with the Facebook parties, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. So every Tuesday night at 8, and we are going to roll with a themed party. And what we're going to do, I hope Dawn's talked to all the team leaders. I don't know. Maybe have you talked to them?
I didn't want them to be freaked out.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one freaking them out.
I know. I was like, I should probably tell them that they're committed to something. They were totally fine. They're totally
okay, cool. That's great. Woo. Okay, so this Tuesday night, the 5th at 8 p.m., it's going to be every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., same time. This Tuesday night will be Samantha, and I forget what Samantha is doing. Do we remember what Samantha? Oh, hydrate, right? Mm-hmm. Hydrate type thing. That's the theme for that party. Mm-hmm. The next Tuesday night, my team will do, and I think Dodie's going to give her testimony on that. We're going to do it together, and it's going to be menopause, all the things menopause. So middle-aged women need to be on that call on the 13th. And then the 20th, I'm not sure who's going to do that one. And then the 27th. So every Tuesday night, we are going to have a Facebook party. So it'll be themed. So yay.
Yeah, that's going to be great. And what we wanted to do, guys, with each team sort of being the driver and sponsoring it, and they're kind of come with a theme. Well, what the rest of us do then is really be supportive. And so it's not just Kim's team and we're not going to do anything and let Kim's team do it. It's not going to work like that. It's going to be everybody's going to support Flex's Days team, to be there to comment, to invite people to really, we really want to really leverage these events and really pump these events up, because like Jayla was saying, they're effective. I mean, they work. So let's make them work for us. And that includes being really supportive, like she was saying, a team effort, locking arms and doing it that way. So awesome. And then we will continue to have our Thursday calls, 8 o'clock. It's going to be my goal to do some really good training for y'all and getting guest speakers to come on and do the training. So it won't be just me yapping, going off on rabbit trails, But instead, so we'll do for like 8 to 8:30 and pick a topic. So what I want to say to you guys is, if there's something that you could like, gosh, I really wish we had better training on social media or how to do my back office or whatever it is for you, if you'll send me a message, I would really, really appreciate that. So we could get some, we give you guys what you want and what you need, as opposed to just coming up and thinking, oh, we should talk about blah, blah, blah. So I would love for that, to give me that feedback. So we'll do a guest trainer and then kind of finish up the call. This one's running a little long tonight because we had so many recognitions. But I would imagine after a guest trainer, maybe 15 minutes. So it should be like a 45-minute call. All right, we are going to go back to intermittent fasting. You guys remember we did that? I don't know. I can't remember when. It was before I think it was last fall, but it was such an effective, I think it was our most effective group we'd ever done. And we've done a lot of them, but intermittent fasting is something that people want to know more about. They love it. They interact. We haven't done it in a while. So we're going to do an intermittent fasting group. It's going to be in the Live Vibrantly page, which is another good reason. Get your people in that page. And we're going to do it July 12th through the 21st. So it'll start on a Monday and it'll go 10 days. So we'll have that really great. We'll have good posting, really great content. We ended on the 21st because we want to give you all plenty of time, because the idea is not to just invite them to an intermittent fasting group and soak up all the information. Yes, we're offering that value, but but then it's like, what happens during and after that follow-up? Try the slim, try the active, how can it help you with your fasting? And so having that really good follow-up. So we end on the 21st to give you plenty of time to nurture that relationship and do all of that really great follow-up so you can get them going on the products by the end of the month. Okay. So that is what we're going to do as a big team to help support you guys. So those are two very different things that you get to invite people to. And it just gives that extra, I can send you somewhere, you get that third-party validation, and you see the community, which is so important with what we do. And then as far as corporate calls, we've got Monday motivation calls, Wednesday are the welcome calls. Utilize those. Those are so good. And then we have a lot of opportunity calls. I'll post a schedule. I know there's one tonight, I think at 9, right? Yeah, and those are really great too. So we'll do this. There was something else that I just popped into my brain and left. Oh, the incentives. Is it everybody here that's really well-versed on the incentives this month? And I didn't write them down. Is anybody yes, I got this because I'm so excited? That wants to do it. Jody, you look like you might unmute. She's like, no, I wasn't. Dawn, I wasn't going to do that.
I didn't realize my mouth was moving. I'm thinking in my head, but my mouth is moving. And I'm thinking, man, I should really be able to spit this out of my mouth. That's what I was saying.
Okay, I found it on my phone.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
for having the faith in me, Dawn.
You're off the hook. You're good. Okay, July, let's see, there's bonuses. We have if you're doing fast start, which is sign somebody up and within the first 30 days. So this is where this is huge. This is what Jayla was saying. Hey, you can make $400 for 3 friends. So you get 3 people, $410. 6 people is $700. 9 people, guys, $1,330. Come on. That is, Susan recruited 7 with her eyes closed and 14 the month before. So come on, we got somebody out there that's going to come in there and get their 9. So that would be really a celebration for somebody. I'm trying to see. So I guess somebody, I don't know why I don't know this, but I don't. So somebody chime in with me. So if you're not fast start, it's the same, right? 100 for 3, 250 for 6. Yes, I think.
Yeah, okay. And then the building bonuses still, right?
And I didn't see any graphics on that today. So anyway.
The only difference that they said was that it would immediately go into your bank account the next day. That's the new thing, is that it will you won't wait. As soon as you get 3, then that bonus, that the very next business day will show up in your bank account. That's I mean,
cool.
well, not in your bank account, but in that little thing.
Yeah, like we're sending
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. You don't have to wait a week.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the big story here is there's more money to be had out there. There's more bonuses. We got the $9.95 that we're keeping, which is amazing. And people are, there's a sense of momentum and excitement going on throughout the entire company. I see corporate doing some pretty cool stuff. They seem to be so hands-on right now. Like really caring about the individual teams and what they're doing. So anyway, good stuff.
You
So
saw the
we
free
have
shipping
Free shipping, yes.
with the hydrate.
Did you guys catch that?
Was it just the hydrate or is it 130 PV or
130 PV, but if you have a hydrate in there, whether it was a one-time or a subscription, I thought it didn't matter.
So 130 PV is free shipping.
Yes, good.
Is that customers too? Yeah.
Preferred customers have one code and ambassadors have another code. Basically, it's hydrate and PC for preferred customer, or hydrate and A and B for ambassador. So you do have to put the code in at the end. It won't just automatically do it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how it would do that for a subscription.
Well, maybe it's automatic. It's really automatic. Well, great.
Maybe for the subscription it would be.
Huh?
Maybe.
Is it on subscriptions too? Do we know?
I thought it was too.
Yeah, I was thinking it would just be automatic.
So automatic.
I'll double check. I'll find out. I'll get it all straight in post, you guys. We'll make sure we know what we're doing. It's just the first. We just had a big day yesterday. We're exhausted. And then all of a sudden it's like, we got to know everything on the first. Oh my gosh. So we'll get it. We'll get it by like the 6th. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, unless anybody has anything else to add, I would like to close us out in prayer. And then we can hop on the 9 o'clock. So I have to be really short-winded because that's in 2 minutes. Hop on the 9 o'clock opportunity call. Okay.
And we're still going to work on a medical panel, right?
Yes, she reminds me every day because she's so afraid I'm going to forget. Like that is like, that's like passive aggressive, Kim.
Tells me that all the time. I think I told Jayla that. My husband told me you're a little passive aggressive. I'm like,
She loves it. I love her so much and she loves me so much I can say that to her. Not offended. I'm like, yes, Kim, it's on my list of things to get done.
okay.
But we don't have a date yet.
Right.
Right. Okay, here we go. The 1 minute prayer, but I can do it.
Right.
God's cool with it. So God, we're just really happy. We're just so grateful. I love this community. Thank you for bringing each of them into my life. Thank you for Jayla and all that she shared and her nuggets and her wisdom and her time, Lord. We just are so grateful for the One Plexus attitude and community where we love and support each other no matter what. So we just thank you. We always just want to be really, really praying and deeply knowing that there's open hearts and open minds out there that are waiting to hear from us, that are waiting they need what we have. So Lord, I pray that you would direct us to them. And we would know without a doubt that the open hearts and the open minds that say yes are the ones that are supposed to be here. And the ones that say no, thank you are the ones that it's just not the right time. So I want us to just be really confident and bold in knowing that we have something, whether we are helping one person or we're helping 20, that it really matters. And we lead with our heart and our soul and just continue to go out there and live out our purpose. We thank you so much. All these things in your precious name. Amen. And you guys pray for my lungs. That would be great. I would really appreciate lung prayers. Breathe.
Yes, you got it.
All right, guys. Thank you, Jayla. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you.